Very exciting. I am one of the candidates that came out of the Women's March, so this is my first race for anything.
In addition to diversity, Democrats dominate as a new session of lawmakers is sworn into office in Springfield today. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. New candidates took their first oath of office in both chambers, elected the Speaker, the House and Senate President. We have team coverage tonight. Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is at the Capitol, and Raquel Martin is in our Capitol newsroom. First to Mark. Mark, this year there is a record number of women in office in the State House.
Jennifer, that's right. It's one of the major takeaways. Women who organized protests and then ran campaigns all after the 2016 election, they're now arriving in the halls of power here in Springfield for the first time. And it brings this body one step closer to representing an accurate picture or reflection of the rest of the state, the makeup of the state. The National Conference of State Legislators, they track this kind of thing across the country, and they say that Illinois ranks 5th nationwide in the percentage of women in the State House. We have 44 women in the House this year, 20 in the Senate, combining for a record high. And one new senator who replaced a long line of men in her district said it was President Trump's vulgar language and personal track record with women that motivated her to join the Women's March and ultimately leave corporate America to run for office.
One thing I can say for women who run for office, they're running just to do the work. They're not running for long-term careers. They're not running because they're in love with politics. They're running because they want to get things done for the state.
Now that was Senator Gillespie. She's new here in the State House. The leadership of the Senate will stay the same. Democrats elected President John Cullerton, and Republicans picked Bill Brady. Both of them will lead those two parties in the Senate. Senator Gillespie, who I spoke with, she was planning to retire from her position in a healthcare corporation and perhaps open a bakery as sort of a hobby on the side. Now, well, she'll learn how to bake a new sort of cake, finding a compromise and a way to get bills passed through here in the State House. So some work ahead of her and the rest of the House and Senate. For now, live outside the Senate doors, Mark Maxwell, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Yeah, she'll have to figure out how everybody gets a piece of that cake and everybody happy with it. All right, thank you, Mark. Now, today, the Senate also officially passed the bill to give J.B. Pritzker's new department heads a 15% pay raise. That bill will arrive on his desk as one of the first orders of official business when he takes office next Monday. Now, the majority of new faces entering the Capitol will be in the House chamber.
That's right. 36 new members were sworn into the 101st House of Representatives today. The historic shakeup will give Democrats the largest majority in more than 3 decades. WCIA3's Raquel Martin is live in the Capitol newsroom. So, Raquel, you were there today. Things could be a lot different in Springfield now.
Paul, that's right. And lawmakers on both sides of the aisle repeatedly said that this is a brand new day in the state of Illinois. Speaker Madigan picked up his 18th term as Speaker, and he made sure to extend his hand across the aisle.
The auditorium at UIS was packed with cameras and big smiles, all to capture this historic next chapter of the Illinois House of Representatives.
We made it through some difficult days, ladies and gentlemen. The clouds are moving out. The sun is rising again. And it's a new day in Illinois.
Democrats are especially cheerful. A wave of freshman lawmakers catapulted them to the supermajority. November 6th, they won a total of 77 seats.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The victory gave Speaker Michael Madigan a clear path back to the speakership.
Congratulations. You're the Speaker again.
All but one Democrat voted for him. During his speech, he took aim at Governor Rauner.
4 long years of personal vilification. 4 long years of strident negotiating positions, also known as my way or the highway.
With that behind them, he told members it's time to work together.
Take lessons from that chapter so we can move on to a new chapter where people work with people.
Republican leader Jim Durkin, now leading a superminority, was reelected and echoed the same calls.
I am optimistic that for once in many, many years that we can put politics aside.
While extending his hand, he laid down some ground rules, making it clear the GOP will not support a graduated income tax and unfair district maps. Members old and new, red or blue, say they're ready to work together.
Lawmakers I talked to are definitely eager to start their new day, their first day, and they're keeping things really positive right now. Now, coming up tonight at 6, I'll have more details from today's inauguration, and you'll hear from some of those new faces that are ready to make an impact. For now, live in the Capitol Newsroom, Raquel Martin, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Raquel, thanks. We'll look forward to that report at 6. So who are some of these new representatives in Central Illinois? Republican Mike Murphy is taking over Sarah Wojcicki-Jimenez's seat in Springfield. Dan Calkins is taking over Bill Mitchell's seat in Decatur.